I'm Joe Bonifate with Arch Masonry and Restoration, and today we are going to lay block. We're going to lay block right on this panel here, and I am going to imagine that there is a string line and that this is a regular job site condition, so I can explain to you how to do that. One thing that we're going to notice is that right here we would start with a half block. Typically, whether it's a control joint, a door, whatever the opening is, I don't prefer to start with a half, because when I push my whole block against it, the half is going to have a tendency to want to move. It's much smaller mass, its center of gravity is not nearly as solid as a whole block. So what I'll do is I'll set my first block and I'll pay attention to the webs to make sure that I'm laying it centered so that I leave the appropriate room to set my half. When you're laying block, you want to sight right down it. And you want to make sure that this edge is lined up with the top edge of the last course. Once you've achieved that, then you take your top edge to the line. So in this case, I'm slightly leaned back as I set it, and then I'm going to take it to the line. I almost tapped it. You don't want to tap the block into position. You want to be able to lay the block, not tap the block. You cut your excess mortar off. Maybe you will have to make a final adjustment. That's okay. Then what you want to do is put your head joints on. Just like when I spread mortar, I load my trowel and give it a snap to take the air out. It should stick to your trowel like this. Now, one move, I should be able to put each head joint on. I'm light on mortar here, so if that happens, I might want to give it a quick face. Now I'm ready to lay my half. Always squeeze your mortar joints. Move that block a little bit. This training mortar is a little difficult. When you're laying block, you want to squeeze that mortar and get a good full joint. You don't want to drop it in and push the mortar off of the joint. I like to set my trowel on the wall when I'm laying, so it's right where I need it. When I set this block, I can grab my trowel, cut the mortar off, and now that the mortar is removed, I can see better to line it up. When cutting the mortar, always tilt your trowel away from the wall so that the mortar comes away from the wall and doesn't smear the block. When you're done laying block, your joints should be full. It should be easy to finish them with a jointer. You should not have a need to put mortar on your jointer in order to strike the wall.